Mariupol is in ruins. Pounded day and night by indiscriminate Russian bombing and artillery attacks, civic officials say 90% of the city has been rendered unlivable. It's a horror, she said. What for? What are we guilty of? A long line of cars brought some to relative safety, but many more remain without transportation to make the journey. Even though the word diete, or children, was written outside the city's historic theater, Russian bombs hit it anyway Wednesday, prompting fears of a massacre. It's still unclear how many died or were hurt, but this Ukrainian MP says the shelter underneath held.
People, more than 1,000 people who were there. It's mostly women with children. They started to went out.
Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman said it's a lie that Russia bombs cities.
We can facilitate if the
We asked the head of the International Red Cross, who's touring Ukraine, about that. Russia is denying it's even hitting civilian targets when the whole world can see that they are. How do you address that? He didn't answer, but said conditions are so bad in Mariupol that staff have pulled out.
Our delegation has been increasingly unable to operate at all in the city, had no operational capacities anymore.
In Lviv, spared the worst of the war, the Canadian-Ukrainian shipping company Meast is moving supplies daily into Ukraine, most donated by Canadians. But its owner is worried about his workers in Mariupol and other Russian-occupied areas. Unfortunately, we have almost 420 people we can't reach, and we don't know what's happened with them, said Rostislav Kissel. The company's boardrooms have been converted into temporary homes for employees from eastern Ukraine who've lost theirs, such as Kira and her daughter Irina.
When we move there, she painted Ukrainian flag with she loves Ukraine.
There is growing skepticism over the peace talks which are continuing. Several European leaders have said they doubt Russia's sincerity. And in a worrying sign, Russia is continuing to move in more troops and even drawing them from another occupation force in Georgia, thousands of kilometers away. Chris Brown, CBC News, Lviv, Ukraine.